I've seen like army dudes who are drunk and they're reaching and groping over like Korean girls while they're with their boyfriends, and it always becomes a thing, and the security has to kick them out, and then we're just sitting there like, as foreigners, like, this is why we can't have nice things. What's up, idols? It's Cece. What's up, idols? It's Cece Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am gonna do a sort of get ready with me video because I actually have somewhere to go for once. I'm not being stupid, I'm just going for a drive, but I have been in California for like 2 months and I haven't been able to really see anything, so we're just gonna go for a drive. But for this video, I noticed that the story time I did about clubbing in Itaewon was really popular, so thank you guys for watching. So yeah, I got a lot of questions about like tips for clubbing in Korea, or things they should know before they go clubbing in Korea, requirements, what's it like being a foreigner who goes clubbing in Korea, things like that. So yeah, if you guys are interested in hearing about like tips for clubbing in Korea as a foreigner, then stick around. Number 6, I got a little mini funny story time about like foreigner restrictions in Gangnam. And number 7 might surprise you about K-pop in the clubs here. So if you're interested in clubbing tips, watching me get ready, then keep watching. So the first tip I want to give you guys, I actually mentioned in my clubbing in Itaewon story time, is to bring your own toilet paper, bring some napkins, just bring something to wipe with. They tend to run out quick and they don't seem to be too eager on restocking, which is really wild because especially at like the EDM clubs in Korea, they just throw napkins in the air. Like, you know how like people make it rain, they throw stacks of money in the air? Well, in Korea they do that with napkins. Don't ask me why, because I could not tell you. I haven't really seen it in like hip-hop clubs, but I went to this one in Itaewon, and I remember I went to the bathroom and there was this long line, and after I finally got to the stall, I saw that there was no tissue, nothing to wipe yourselves with. And then like when the beat drops, that's when they like to drop all these napkins on the floor in the club, and I'm like, we can use that, like why are y'all wasting it? The second tip I would have to give you is also one that I mentioned in that story time, but I don't like to assume that everyone's watched all of my videos, so if you missed that one, I'm gonna say it again here. Bring Purell or your own wipes, like to clean off your hands, because for one, I know there's studies that shows that like bars of soap is just as clean, even though I don't believe that. But a lot of public places like the bathrooms in the subway station, some older restaurants, but also I mentioned this videos ago, they have like this blue soap on like a pole, and you're meant to like rub it, or like get the soap on your hands and then wash and rinse. If you're like me and you just prefer Purell or liquid soap, then maybe bring a small portable amount of your own so you can store it, because clubbing in Korea, you'll likely run out too. So before we get into number 3, or the foreigner tax as I like to call it, I just wanted to ask you, are you subscribed to this channel yet? I mean, and if you're not, then like, what you waiting for? If you're watching this video, there's some interest there, whether you're watching for hair stuff or Korea stuff. I do a fair share of both. On this channel. You know, they say some of the best things in life are free, and I tend to agree. So subscribe, because it's not going to cost you anything and it means a lot. Also, I'd like to take this time to ask you guys to follow me on Instagram, because a lot of the times when I'm like running out of things to do or content to make, I'll go on Instagram and I'll take like a poll to see like the type of videos you guys want to see or when I should upload what first. So follow me there if you want to have more of a say of what gets put out on the channel and when. Okay, so into number 3, what I like to call the foreigner tax. Sadly, as a foreigner, you should probably brace yourself or expect to be charged at some clubs. It's weird because the first 2 years in Korea, I didn't notice any sort of like bias treatment or being charged more or less. There were some clubs that straight up refused to let foreigners in, and they claimed it was because of the language barrier, which that may or may not be true, I don't know. But when I went from September to November, I saw more like bias towards foreigners having to pay to get into the club. There was this club called Attention in Hongdae, and I've been there before and I never had to pay. And we went there, I want to say it was the end of September or early October, and they said that foreign females had to pay like 10 and foreign males had to pay like 15. And I was mad because my friends wanted to go in, so we ended up paying, and I'm like, I don't want to give them my money if they're going to charge me because I'm a foreigner. Now, I hate to say this, but I do have my theories as to why only foreigners get charged for clubbing a lot, and I'm gonna blame the men on this one. Not for nothing, but every time I've seen any sort of conflict or dispute or fight, or I don't know, situation. It was always started by a foreign man. You know, people get upset about hearing the N-word not censored in the song, which it does piss me off, but I'm not gonna fight you for it. I've seen like army dudes who are drunk and they're reaching and groping over like Korean girls while they're with their boyfriends, and it always becomes a thing, and the security has to kick them out, and then we're just sitting there like, as foreigners, like, this is why we can't have nice things, because they feel like foreigners aren't worth all the trouble, so they're like, well, we might as well charge you for it. And it's not like every clubby district or every club, but I will say there are certain districts where it's more common than not. Like, I already try to avoid Gangnam whenever possible, just because I don't deal with rejection well, and they're very strict. Whether you're Korean or a foreigner, they're very strict, and I'm gonna get more into that a little bit later. But yeah, especially in like Itaewon, I've seen many situations where like some foreign dude was just acting up, being a total fool, being just a mess. It's always by a foreign dude. I've never even seen a foreign female do it. Maybe I just missed it. I'm sure it happens. But yeah, that's like a theory as to why foreigners usually have like the foreigner tax when we go clubbing. Tell me what you guys think about that below. Do you think it's fair that foreigners have to pay extra? Because I don't. Because not all of us are turning up and acting a mess, and Koreans are messy too. So I think the next thing that surprised me, number 4, or a tip I would like to let you know, clubbing is like an all day, every day of the week, all hours of the night type of thing in Korea. Like, I mean, I'm not too familiar with clubbing in the States anyway, but I don't really recall clubs being popping on like a Wednesday. In Korea it is. You know, in college, Thursday was like a thing, Thirsty Thursdays, but in Korea it's like every day of the week. I could wake up for work on a Tuesday morning. I'm going out to my bus stop at like 7:15 in the morning, and I see people stumbling drunk out of norebangs and clubs, and I'm just like, y'all don't got nowhere to be. There are even some clubs that don't close until like 10 a.m. Like, I think Mad Holic in Hongdae is one of those that doesn't close until like 9:30 in the morning. And it's funny because it's usually free after 6 a.m. because normally it costs like 10 to 15,000 won to get in, and that's the time when my friends decide they want to go. And I'm like, well, the sun is up, so I shouldn't be. Personally, I just don't get how you can be lit at like 7:30 in the morning. Like, that is just when I'm like, oh my god. Like, I will club as long as it's dark, but if it starts to get light, that's when I'm like, time to go home. That's just me. I'm curious, do you guys turn up even when the sun's up? Because I can't. Okay, so number 5, my 5th tip that I would give you for clubbing in Korea, y'all gotta brace yourselves for smoke, like inside of the clubs. I'm one of those people, I've never smoked a cigarette a day in my life. I don't like the way it smells. I don't like how it stains your teeth, and I can tell when people smoke when I see their teeth. It's stuck in your hair, it's stuck in your clothes. And I remember this one club I've showed you before, Sabotage in Hongdae. It's like the hip hop place we normally go, even though it's literally like a giant frat. Like, that's what it is. It's always been a smoking establishment, but for a while, briefly, they tried to enforce it and like make it a non-smoking place. Like, you'll see the no smoking signs, and you see Koreans smoking right in front of the sign. So it's not strictly enforced. So that's one thing you gotta get used to, is the smoking in clubs. Maybe since I tend to frequent hip-hop clubs, maybe the smoking thing is supposed to be more like a swag. I don't know, like, if it's, you don't need a fog machine if everybody already smoking. Okay, so number 6, like I promised you guys towards the beginning of the video, this one is a bit unfair, but I do have a little funny sort of story time. A lot of places will straight up refuse entry to you if you're a foreigner and you don't meet their standards. And this is especially true for Gangnam. This is what I was talking about earlier, where if you don't look like a model, like a foreign model, they're gonna be even more strict about letting you come into their club. And a lot of times it'll be like, well, you don't look that great, but if you buy a table and bottle service, we'll let you come in. I've seen that happen before. Like, I mentioned this before in one of my videos back in like 2018, but like, say you're with a group of friends and you look really good but your friends don't, you can go in but they won't let your friends in, and vice versa. And it's really messed up. I don't go clubbing in Gangnam because I do not like rejection. I'd be all feeling all cute and they'd be like, ka. So yeah, that brings me to this this little story time sort of thing. So I went to a language exchange meetup. It was somewhere in Gangnam, but like the thing is that you got like a free wristband to go into the Octagon. It's like one of their very popular EDM clubs. Even celebrities go there. Usually always packed. Like, there's like a line out around the block. Like, it's like one of those types of clubs. So what was funny is one of my friends, I'm not gonna put her on blast, But she's like a Gangnam girl. Like she's had a lot of work done, and that's what they call a Gangnam girl, when you get like a lot of cosmetic procedures and you're very skinny and like their ideal Gangnam style look. And like she just like, she took her hair down from her bun, she like opened up her blouse and like perked up her girls. She walks up to the line all confident, because we're like, wait, so since we have these wristbands, do we have to wait in line or can we just go in? So she's about to go in, and like there was this big arm that just stopped her, and it was like, oh, ka. Like ka means like go, but it's a rude way of saying go, or less formal and polite way of saying go. So she just kind of like strolled back like, guys, I don't think we're gonna be able to get in. And I was actually kind of relieved. I didn't want to go because I don't like EDM. This was like in May of like 2018, so like the weather was getting a little bit warmer, and I had left my ID card, my ARC, and my long padding coat. So I had no ID, so I couldn't go in anyway. So I was like, oh no, shoot. Guys, I wish I could go with you, but alas, I left my ID. So y'all go clubbing without me. I'm gonna take a taxi back to the guest house and I'm gonna go to sleep. And this was right around the time when Singularity came out by BTS. So I was just crossing Han River in the taxi with the windows down, listening to that song. And then I've seen them use this age thing as an excuse where they say, oh sorry, no one over 30, which is a straight up lie, because one of my friends that I go, she used to go clubbing with us a lot. She's over 30, she's never had a problem getting into the club. But I guess if they feel like you don't look the way that they want you to, they try to like scapegoat it by saying, oh, no one over 30, sorry, you can't come in the club. And that blows me, because even when you get inside, you see these old Korean dudes, and I'm like, you're way over 30. Like, how did you get in? So that's how you know that rule is probably not necessarily true. Or maybe they only enforce it with foreigners. Alright, so I think I got the waves that I wanted. I just didn't want it bone straight. So alas, I think it is time for number 7. Alright, so I think this is like, not so much a tip, but a surprising fact. Or something that might surprise you that was based on my experience in Korea. I like K-pop, right? As I'm sure many of you watching this channel does. So I was excited at the thought of going to Korea and clubbing to some K-pop music. I haven't been able to listen to K-pop music in the club. I've been clubbing, not even just in Seoul. Like I've been to Busan, Gangneung, Gwangju, Jeju, Incheon. I think that's it. But yeah, I cannot find a club that plays K-pop music. They play like Western music. There's just so many Western songs, they just run into the ground. They play it over and over again at every club, and even multiple times a night when new DJs come in. Like, don't get me wrong, every now and then you'll get some K-pop, but like half of the time it's Post Malone, Jay-Z, Drake, Childish Gambino, especially when This Is America came out, J. Cole, Jeremiah, 50 Cent. Like they play even some of the older songs, like There's No We Without You and I. I'm not gonna sing it because I'm not trying to get copyrighted. But yeah, some of the songs they will just keep in rotation. Like the 2 years that I was in Korea, like the 2 steady years that I was in Korea, the rotation was always the same, and that's kind of what got me sick of clubbing. I'm like, I cannot hear the same 3 songs tonight. I'm gonna lose my mind. So when I went back in September, I was like, you know, they had almost a year to upgrade their arsenal. The only new song that was in rotation was Old Town Road by Lil Nas X. I wouldn't get too excited or bank too much on hearing K-pop music, and it wasn't even just me, oh, you go to hip-hop clubs. Like, no, I legit went to like the general club or the pub that plays like all sorts of music. They'll definitely play Korean hip-hop artists though. Like they played a lot of DPR Live, Shik K, Zico, especially Jay Park. I've never gone clubbing for one night and not heard Jay Park. So I just want you guys to brace yourselves for that. But yeah, I'm not gonna put on makeup, or I'm not gonna put on any foundation just because I'm wearing my mask and it's just gonna rub off. And I'm hella shiny right now anyway. Ooh. But yeah, so no foundation today, but just a light lip. My brows are still tattooed on from the tint. A little bit of eyeliner and lipstick, and some curls, which I probably might fall when I get outside anyway because it's hot. Alright, so I hope this video was helpful to the clubbers and future clubbers out there going to Korea, or already in Korea, newly in Korea. If you guys want like a part 2 to this list, just let me know. I'm here to make content that's helpful, entertaining, and useful to you guys, so let me know in the description. So let me know in the comments below if I should do another video like this where I kind of just give you tips. Or if you guys want tips on a specific topic or want me to cover my opinion on a certain thing, just let me know. I'll link my lipstick in the description below, my highlighter, and also the link to this wig if you guys are interested in it, because I can be blonde again temporarily without having to go bald again like I did last time bleaching my hair. So thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong. Subscribe.